Hey y'all, I'm back with another book haul for March. Who can believe that it's March already? We're already 3 months into the new year. Anyway, so I kind of went a little crazy, and I've also decided if it's not in the clearance section, I probably won't get it because the clearance section had so much that most of this is from the clearance section. I literally had to walk away or I would have bought in like half of it. Anyway, so the first thing I got was War Storm. Oh my gosh, so excited for this. I've definitely read the first one, in the middle of the second one because I have a hard time finishing things right now because my life is crazy. But I'm so excited, so excited. Can't believe that there's already 4 of them total. I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot wait. Definitely a great author. She's fantastic, totally brilliant. The next thing that I got was the Shadowhunters Codex, which you know is by Cassandra Clare. Totally, I haven't read any of her stuff, but I have like seen it all and been like, oh my gosh, that looks so brilliant. And I think I own all her books now, which is kind of, should start reading them, but you know, I couldn't resist. And then I also got the Queen of Darkness, which is the brand new one that just came out. Super excited. Can't believe this was on clearance already. I think it's because like they get so much in. Anyway, it was just, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, oh my gosh, so good. So pretty. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. I couldn't resist it. So these ones are part of my ongoing trying to collect things from my childhood. So this is the greatest illustrated classics of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Definitely it's a great thing for children. We used to own a lot of them, and then we did this whole book cleanse. We're like, we're never gonna read this, and now we're like, my mom is my parents are both going to be grandparents because my brother's having a baby, so they're like, we need to get all these children's books again. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually totally on board because I love these books anyway. So I'm just like, okay, I'll collect them all. The next one is Nancy Drew. This is the 20th book and the 10th book, so that's another reason those are part of the ongoing collection thing. So these ones I got because they're Amanda Hawkins. I love her. Like literally, I probably could, I've read her novels in a day or less than a day, like a couple hours. And I'm just like, she is so brilliant. She writes so well. It's like, it's like, oh my gosh. It's like reading, oh, Stephenie Meyer, or not Stephenie Meyer. Amanda. No, why can't I remember her name? Because I have it right here. It is like Marissa Meyer. Stephenie Meyer's Twilight. Marissa Meyer, who's brilliant. I love Marissa Meyer. She is the most brilliant, and I would definitely say Amanda Hawking is up there on my list of favorite authors. So brilliant. And so I just like couldn't resist getting both of those. So speaking of Stephenie Meyer, I got this because this is like high school for me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I loved reading them the first time, and I'm like, I couldn't resist. And like, I showed my best friend, she's like, they have something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I definitely got it. It's the official illustrated guide to the Twilight Saga. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And it's actually a really heavy book. Like, I would say it's like 4 pounds. It's like so heavy. I couldn't believe it. And I think it's just because it's so dense and full. Like, it has pictures. Like, look, it's Edward Jacob and stuff like that. I'm just like, so I'm super excited for that. It's probably not like a read, it's more like a fan fiction kind of thing, but you know, I actually love that kind of stuff. And then the other thing I got was the story. It's the NIV. It's another NIV version of the Bible, and it's kind of interesting because it's written more like a story, and I'm like, that's an interesting take on the Bible written as like a novel, see, like that. And I was just like, and they had quite a few of them, and they weren't that expensive, and I was like, I wonder what it's like, because I've never read this version. And so I'm just like, well, why not? Anyway, you know me, I just clicked. So this is one of my all-time favorite book series. Could not find it for the longest time. It is Why I Love Greek Names. I actually had a discussion recently with somebody about how I am going to name my children Greek names, and they're like, well, it was Andromeda, and they're like, Andromeda is the worst name ever, and my mom says that, and one of my best friends says that, and I'm like, I don't care, it's gonna be Andromeda, that's gonna be my first daughter's name, and that's just a whole nother fight that's gonna happen later on in my life. But I just, such a brilliant series. Couldn't believe, I mean, I'm surprised it's not like more renowned. It's just such a, it's kind of simplistic, but it's just such a brilliant series. Definitely read it in high school. So, you know, I just couldn't resist, because it's just like the empowerment of women, like this and The Great and Terrible Beauty, two of the most empowering women book you could ever read, because it also still respects men, which I think is a key, that you need to respect men as well as be a powerful woman. And so I was just like, this I have to get and have to put it back into my collection of books, because it's just one of my all-time favorite things, and I would like give it to anyone. I would say read that. Like, if you don't read anything else in your entire life because you hate reading and you just like do audiobooks or whatever, you need to literally read this, because then you can imagine and dream, and oh my gosh, just such a brilliant book. Okay, so these were on clearance, and I actually know nothing about it. I read this reviews and stuff about these before, but I have never actually like remembered, like, you know, you read reviews and then you like kind of like put it in the back of your mind, so I cannot remember a thing about these, but I remember them being good, but also the Looks series was considered good, and it kind of looks like the Looks, right? Whatever. And so it kind of looks like that, and I really hated that series. It was awful and so sad. Like, I don't care. You need to warn people that it has an awful ending. Like, oh gosh, sorry. Just so you know, Looks series has an awful ending. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but just so you know. So I'm kind of curious if it's more along those lines, because it has the same like kind of style of art, but we shall see when I read them. But I just couldn't resist, because there was two of them in the clearance section. So I own the first one, and I was like, I need to own the second one, because it's just like, well, I own one, why not own them all? Just my plot in life. So I bought this only because it's Lily Broadway. She is so brilliant. She's the one that wrote The Great and Terrible Beauty, which is my all-time favorite book series. Well, one of them. Obviously, I have lots of favorites, but I was just like, oh my god, I cannot not pick this up. It's so brilliant. She is so brilliant. I just would like read anything she ever wrote, honestly. So this is a geek moment. Just to warn you all, I got this. You could totally laugh at me, but I was just like, oh my gosh, it's on clearance, I'm totally gonna get that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I kind of like want to like read it, and it's definitely a kind of like, look at the writing, it's kind of big for each page, so it's kind of more for children, but I do not care. I will read it. The next thing I got was Spellbound. I actually have heard of this one. I have not known anybody that's read it, but I was just like, I'm gonna get it, because one, it's on clearance. Two, it looked like a brilliant book. Just from what I can remember the reviews and just seeing it, it's just like, I definitely think I would enjoy it. But we will find out, because you never know. The next one I got was Lauren Tate, Kate. I actually love her. I don't usually read her as often as I do like Amanda Hawkins or Marissa Meyer, or even Stephanie Meyer. I don't read her as often, but I do own most of her books. She wrote the Fallen series, which is kind of a brilliant series. Just the way that it was written, I was just like, why not? So this is the one I'm most proud of. It actually was a gift from my best friend, and I'm just like, I already started reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so exciting. So it is The Six of Crows, and oh, The Crooked Kingdom is on there too. So it's both books. Sorry, I'm just like losing it because I'm so excited about these books. But look, they're so pretty. Besides the fact that they're brilliant books, they're so pretty. And just look at that. Look, it's like a red and black. They're just so pretty together. So I'm just super excited about this. my favorite books. I mean, my favorite like books that I got were ones that I didn't even buy. They were gifts. I'm super excited about them. They just are, from what I hear, they're brilliant. They're like, you should always like read them, and like they have the ones at the bottom that I haven't gotten yet that you like the recommended way of reading, or at least that's what my best friend says. You need to read this one, and then you need to read these 3, and then you need to read this one. So it's just like, I'm kind of like super excited just to like read them all. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my ridiculous book haul. It's super long because I kind of got a lot of books. But if you liked it, subscribe. If you don't, well, better luck next time for the next book hauler. Anyway, if you have any recommendations of what I should read or what you would like me to review, just leave comments below. And you'll all have a great day.